Have you ever wondered why you're not as happy as you should be? You have everything: a phone, friends, dreams, and plans for the future. Yet, somewhere deep inside, there's an emptiness, a quiet feeling that something's missing. Why do we care so much about what people think of us? Why do we spend our lives trying to be liked, accepted, and approved? And why do we only feel worthy when others validate us? Today, I want to share with you a truth that can set you free from all that noise inside your head. A truth from a book called The Courage to Be Disliked. This book, written by Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga, tells the story of a young man who meets a wise philosopher. Through their conversations, the philosopher reveals something extraordinary: that life isn't as complicated as we think it is. He says, "Your past does not define you. You define yourself." It sounds simple, but think about it. How often do we blame our past for our pain, our anger, our fear, or insecurities? We say things like, "I'm like this because of what happened to me." But the philosopher reminds some and us that every moment, every breath, we have the power to write our story again. The greatest pain we all share is the desire to be liked. We want everyone to be happy with us. We want approval, attention, appreciation. And in chasing it, we lose ourselves. We start living through the eyes of others. Their opinions shape our choices. Their judgment becomes our prison. The philosopher says, all problems in life are interpersonal relationship problems. And maybe he's right, because the moment we stop trying to control what others think, we start to feel peace. The philosopher tells him, true freedom begins when you stop seeking to be liked. Freedom is not being liked by everyone, he says. Freedom is the courage to be disliked and still walk your own path. Think about that for a moment. What if you could live a life where someone's disapproval doesn't break you, where rejection doesn't stop you, where you don't need permission to be yourself? That is real courage. The courage to follow your truth, to act on your beliefs, and to accept that not everyone will understand you, and that's perfectly okay. The philosopher also says something powerful. The only way to finally have freedom, the purpose of life, is not to compete, but to contribute. Happiness doesn't come from being better than others. It comes from being useful to others. When you shift your focus from competition to contribution, from impressing to expressing, you discover something beautiful: peace. Because now you're not living to be liked, you're living to make a difference. So what are you afraid of? That people will judge you? That they'll talk behind your back? That they won't like who you really are? Let them. Have the courage to be disliked, because only then can you be truly free. And if this message touched your heart today, write in the comments below, I choose courage over approval. Peace begins the moment you stop trying to please everyone and start becoming the person you were meant to be. That is the courage to be disliked.